Welcome back to the channel, and I hope you guys are ready to see some more showcases of Season 48. Quite a few fun matchups this war, and quite a few lessons learned as well. Let's get into it. We're going to start off with my war at GGIR. I'm going to be taking Path 3 in both sections yet again. This first fight is going to be Black Widow Clairvoyant versus Cosmic Ghost Rider. Basically, I'm going to hit block to build up some of the prowess charges. I'm going to hit him once to proc the armor, and from there, just wait it out, and from that point, just do the fight as normal. He's not going to proc the armor again, and just use the SP2 to deal most of the damage. This next fight is going to be using Black Widow Clairvoyant again versus Super Scroll. So to start this fight off, I'm just going to parry him 5 times so that I can get those Fury buffs on him and also build up my prowess simultaneously. After I get those 5 Fury buffs on him, I can start laying into him, nullify his buffs. I'm going to cycle SP2s. You're going to see here in a bit that I actually gained too much power because of Mystic Dispersion. So I'm just going to finish off the fight using a special 3. Next up is going to be a Corvus Glaive versus Ironheart. She's a fairly new champion, not very difficult. I'm just going to parry her, go for a cycle of SP2s using Corvus, and it'll just nuke her pretty easily. Nothing too concerning in this matchup. Lastly, if you've been following my other videos, you're gonna see this fight again for probably the 5th time. It's just a Hulkling versus Future Ant-Man. Nothing more to be said. So now we're going to be moving over to the war at S. We actually, unfortunately, fumbled the bag right out of the gate. We missed placing on the tier 1 map, so because we were missing like 40 champions, we decided not to go too hard on boost. I only got 3 fights this war, both of which were in the second section, Path 5. So this first fight is just Professor X versus Mangog. I did use some light mutant boosts on this fight, so it would actually carry over into my Nick Fury fight following this, but I wasn't too stressed over doing anything crazy. I'm just going to build up the charges, build up to mind control, intercept, and fire off my SP3 and finish off the fight that way. Next up is that Nick Fury that I was talking about. In this fight, I actually learned what not to do. Basically, I'm going to do everything exactly like I did on Mangog. I'm going to build up the charges. However, where I messed up is actually I didn't let his second life fully expire before going into him. and actually cycling the SB3s. That's what I should have done. Had I just been a little bit more patient, I definitely could have seen this fight going otherwise. But again, since it wasn't a war that we were too stressed over, I wasn't necessarily overly concerned, more so just trying out something new to see what would work. And you're going to see here at this moment, this special 3 is going to kill his first life. There, I should have held that special 3 until after he fully regened and then used it, because he's just going to regen fully. I'm out of mind control. The fight is a little bit out of control at this point. Unfortunately, I won't be able to pull it out. I'll just have to revive and get it done. Next up is going to be America Chavez versus Maestro. This is the Power Sting mini on the right side of the map. I was supposed to use Tiger initially, but I didn't feel too comfortable about it because she's only rank 4 and I'm not too well versed with her. So I asked if I could use Chavez instead. And since the war didn't really matter too much in any case, he said it was fine. Basically, I'm just going to build up her charges, use the specials, and I'm not going to worry too much about Power Sting, because if I need to, I can just use 2 of her blue charges and fire off an SB2 to gain back some of that health that I've lost, regen it back rather. Overall, I did not know how this fight would go, and I was actually happily surprised at how she dealt with him. Pretty fun overall. Last but definitely not least is the war over at LVT. I had so much fun in this war. I got to use some champions that I don't usually. First of which is going to be Omega Sentinel versus Weapon X on Path 1 in the first section. I'm just going to heal block him, use my special 2 to put those incinerates on him, and just wait out the unstoppable. Be wary of his unblockable, but overall, this fight never really got out of hand. It's a pretty quick nuke as well, because I was running full suicides as well. This next fight is going to be Storm X versus Kate Bishop. The plan on this fight was pretty much to just play her stun immune, despite the fact that I could actually parry her and stun her, because Storm X will actually passively stun any skill champions who attempt to purify a stun debuff. Nevertheless, I decided to just play this fight as safely as possible. Here I messed up. I was supposed to charge my heavy a little longer so that I could build up to 100 passive charges and the SP2 would have been unblockable. I didn't do that this time, unfortunately, but even despite that, the fight never really got out of control. For the most part, I'm going to try and parry her SP1s so that I can also build up my passive prowesses. And very quickly here soon, I'm going to fire off another special 2. This time it will connect, and then I can just cycle special 2s with my mutant power backs to finish off the fight. Easy. Next up is Section 2. I'm going to be on Path 2. This first fight is just Titania versus Mojo. There's no real concern here. The node, because Titania is buff immune, is not going to benefit Mojo in any meaningful way, and I'm just going to deal damage to him. If I wanted to speed this fight up a little bit more, I could have held that special, built to an SP3, heavy chained into the special 3, and then the fight would have already probably been over at this point. Nonetheless, he comes down without a hitch, and finally, we have the most intense fight of the war. This is a Storm X versus a Vision Arcus on Path 2, so he's going to apply those passive shocks I made sure that I was in Ice Tempest to give me some resistance to his Cold Snap. Well, I become immune to it. Despite having those armors on me, armor breaks, I'm not actually going to take any Cold Snap damage. However, I will take that passive shock damage. So as you see here, I am melting. At this point, I am just trying to get out of this fight in one piece. And you're going to see here, mutant power backs are going to come in clutch. I'm just going to cycle the special 2s. There goes another one. That one didn't crit, unfortunately. I'm just going to try and build to another special 2, use the striker, finish off the fight without a hitch. If you guys stayed till the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.